What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Power Book 2, Season 2, Episode 5. Episode 5. So we pick up with us riding Zeke to jail, right? He's going to go turn himself in. And him and Davis and Monet are in this big ass limo riding off into the sunset, into jail. Now they get to the jail and Davis says, let's go around back. We want to avoid the press. Then why would you show up in a big ass limo? Like, maybe I should have showed up in a Hyundai. Cause the minute you show up in a limo, people gonna be like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Okay, whatever. So they get to the police station and the police let them know things have changed. Thanks for no thanks. Thanks for playing, but we don't need you. And so they were like, well, wait a minute. What changed? What happened? What are you talking about? And, Monet was like, cool, let's get him out of here. That's great. I appreciate it. But Davis is like, wait a minute, what happened? Like, what's happened? Because, he's a lawyer. So he's like, oh. Last night, y'all was gung-ho. What happened overnight to change this? And they wouldn't really get into it with him. But he was like, I tell you what. That's whatever. But what I expect is a full press conference clearing my client. Like, let it be known that he is clear. He don't have nothing to do with this. So the DA agrees to do it, and of course she's pissed. Now mind you, it's the same DA that Stacks is screwing. She's pissed off, right? Because she's like, you got me looking stupid out here. Now back on campus, Tariq wakes up. He had spent the night with Lauren. He wakes up like, oh shoot, I gotta hurry and get out of here. He texts Davis and was like, when are y'all turning Zeke in? And he was like, we there now. And he gets up and he runs off. Now, I had no idea where he was going. Tariq is always going somewhere. And at this point, this time, I don't know where he's going. I don't know where he's trying to change, where he's trying to stop, but whatever. Lauren, she's looking at the watch that, is a wire. And, she's like, Tariq, wait a minute. Of course, by the time she look up, Tariq ass is gone. Child, he done went on to wherever it is that he got to do. Child, I don't know. So we see, now back at the police station, Lil Tate, he done figured the whole thing out. He don't know he figured the whole thing out, but he has figured the whole thing out. He done read Jabari's book. He knows that the book is about Stansfield, and he suspects that the main protagonist in the book is Tariq. And so he's trying to explain to the thickhead detective that is so determined to put Zeke in jail. He's like, listen, Zeke don't have nothing to do with this, okay? I'm reading through Jabari's book, and Tariq has motive. If this book is about Tariq, and Tariq is on campus selling drugs, and he found out about it, this is motive. And I don't understand why you don't understand that is motive. And the lieutenant is still trying to talk about, well, I don't see the motive. Well, what motive would he have to kill him? I'm sorry, did you miss the part about he's getting ready to publish a book telling Tariq's whole business plan? That's illegal? Like, what part of this are you missing? Anyway, so Monet calls Carrie and tells Carrie, don't worry about what I told you. They done dropped the charges against Zeke. Zeke is clear. So, like, whatever you got going on, stop it. Like, don't worry about it because I'm good. So, right now, just stay the fuck away from my nephew and we good. / son, we good. So Tariq gets back to his dorm room, and of course, Braden is like, where you been? What's going on? What's up? And Tariq was like, listen, I got a lot of shit to take care of, because he always does. I got to find this apartment. I got the hearing for Yasmin. I got a bunch of stuff to do. And Braden was like, well, they're raiding the dorm rooms, like, this is what's going on. A couple of our customers got swept up in it. What we going to do about it? And Tariq was like, listen, I can't deal with that right now. Just take whatever product we have or anything we have and take it up to the roof, hide it, you handle the rest. And Braden was like, all right then. So Lil Tate and Big Head Lieutenant roll up on Carrie to let her know, listen, we cleared Zeke, which I guess de facto we cleared you, but we read through Jabari's book, and we need you to read Jabari's book to confirm some things, to see if you understand how some things went down, to see if you know what you know when you do what you do. You let me know. At first, she ain't trying to do it, but then she agrees to do it, and when she reads it, She knows exactly what the book is about, who it's about, and she has zeroed in on Tariq. She has figured it out as well, because she has convinced herself that Tariq killed Jabari. So she is in her feelings about all of that. When they go to class that day, she writes karma on the board, and everybody's like, wait a minute, that's not in our syllabus. What you talking about some karma? That's not what we had said we was going to talk about today. She said, oh, I know, I understand, but I just think this would be a good topic. What about karma? And she kept going back to Tariq. What do you think, Tariq? What do you think, Tariq? What do you think, Tariq? And Tariq was like, what the fuck? Like, I answered your question. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, why you keep coming back to me about this whole karma thing? Like, what you trying to say, Professor? What you trying to say? Now, while all of this is going on, Mecca, a.k.a. Old boy, then rolled up on Monet. I used to call him Mecca. He done rolled up on Monet down to the bar that still ain't fixed. Why it ain't fixed? Because Monet killed the damn contractor. Why Monet killed the contractor? Because she thought the contractor was dumb enough to steal all her money out the safe and not disappear. Okay? So, Mecca rolls up in there and he's like, listen, I'm trying to take you away from all of this, okay? I'm trying to take care of you and set you up. I'm going to set up trust funds for not just Zeke, but for all of your children, okay? And let's get the hell out of New York. Let's move away. And Monet was like, boy, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, sir, that can't happen. Like, I can't just roll out of here and disappear. Like, I got a whole husband and a whole business to run, and I'm trying to get us out of here. And he was like, listen, you don't need to do all that anymore. I'm trying to take care of you. And she said, listen, I have made a lot of mistakes lately, and I got to get some things in order, okay? I got to fix what I have fucked up. And I appreciate the offer, but I need you to stay away from me because, when Zeke needed me and you was up on rooftops and in helicopters and stuff trying to live and pretend like we 16 years old again. And I can't do that. I can't take my eyes off the prize. So I'm going to need you to roll up out of here because I need the thing. And, he does leave, but of course, she wants that old thing back. She just don't know how to do it, child. She just don't know how to do it. But she definitely wants that old thing back. Now, Tariq is running around New York trying to find an apartment because he's basically got 24 hours to get this in order. And, of course, Lauren is like, well, let me know what I can do to help. I'm trying to be that ride or die. And, Tariq is being Tariq. Okay, Tariq is Tariq. Zeke is back on campus and he got himself a whole new attitude. He done dyed his hair. He done got himself a new hairstyle. And basically, he is like, listen, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do anymore, including Aunt Monet. Oop, your mama. But you don't know that part yet. Okay? Monet rolled up on campus and pulls Tariq away. Now, Lauren sees her take Tariq away. And Tariq lets her know, oh, that's Zeke's mom. She probably want to talk to me about tutoring Zeke. So they go for a ride. And Monet is like, listen, you lied to me. The one rule I told you from the very beginning is that whatever you doing on campus, don't let none of that shit touch Zeke. And what happened? Zeke almost went to jail for some bullshit that you and Kane did, and then you lied to me about it. You looked me dead in my face and told me you didn't know nothing about that Jabari situation. Well, Kane told me everything, okay? And you lied to me. And the punishment of that is death. But let me tell you what you could do to make things right. I don't trust Kane. And I don't think Kane is on the up and up, so this is what I need for you to do. I need you to find me his connect. I need you to find me his plug. Because what I need to do is to be able to eliminate Kane and go straight to the source, okay? She'll know that the plug is her high school sweetheart, but we'll get to that, okay? And so, of course, Tariq was like, well, how am I supposed to do that? She's like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't know. But until you give me that information that I need, you are on my shit list, okay? And then she lets him off in the middle of nowhere and tells him to figure it out. Tariq, listen, Tariq Uber bill must be through the roof. Like, Tariq, you could buy a car for what I'm sure your Uber bill is. Because, sir. Anyway, now later on in the episode, Monet rolls up on Kane and she gives Kane the same speech. And she tells Kane, listen, I need to find a way to get control of Tariq. So what I need you to do is I need you to find out what is his Achilles heel? What does Tariq give a damn about? Because once I figure out what he cares about, then I control him. And of course, we know at this point, the only thing Tariq really cares about is Yasmin. So we know where that's going, okay? So, back on campus, we see that Lauren is telling Carrie that she can't wear the wire no more because she just can't do it. She doesn't think that, anybody that she knows has anything to do with these drugs, and she really don't want to be a part of it. She ain't trying to be nobody's snitch. And Lauren and Carrie is like, no, girl, you got to do this. And because again, she's convinced now that Tariq is the person, so she know that Lauren and Tariq messing around, and she was, telling her, well, what about Tariq? And she said, well, no, because everybody's description of drug dealers from old preppy white boy. And she said, what about Tariq's roommate? She was like, Braden? Yeah, what about Braden? And so she puts the little thought in Lauren's head, and she tells her, listen, I know this is not what you really want to do, but I really need you to do this. Like, for the good of the cause, for the good of the order, for the good of everybody. I need you to keep that wire on so we can figure out who is on campus selling drugs. Like, I know it's not easy and it is scary. And this whole scene, all I kept thinking about was Lala and Power and how she, ended up being a snitch but didn't really want to be a snitch. But we know what ended up happening with her being a snitch. So she heads over to see Tariq. And who is up in the room waiting for Braden? Kane. Kane is still looking for Tariq. And Braden is like trying to tell him, look, I ain't seen Tariq. I don't know what Tariq is. Okay, Tariq, because Tariq had already told Braden earlier, if any of the Tejadas come looking for me, you don't know me. You don't know where I am. You don't know nothing about it. And so, Braden know how to follow directions. Kane don't believe him though, and Kane is like, well, you let him know I came looking for him. And just at that moment, Lauren shows up. She got the watch on, so this whole conversation gets on tape. Him introducing himself as Lorenzo, not Kane, and the whole exchange that she had with him. So of course, when she goes back to the police and they're listening to it, they're like, well, who was Lorenzo? And once again, Baby Tate making all the connections. He was like, wait a minute. You mean Zeke? Because she said Zeke's cousin. Oh, Zeke's cousin is Lorenzo Tejada. And that's Lorenzo Tejada Jr., who got a whole rap sheet. And his daddy is in jail as well. So Baby Tate and Blockhead Lieutenant, they start working all of this out. But the lieutenant but Baby Tate says, listen, we got some smoke, but we don't have no fire. Don't take it to the DA yet because we don't have enough for a warrant. We don't have enough to do what we got to do. Let's keep working it. But I think we're on the right path, because Kane, a.k.a. Kane, I know that's a street name, he does have a criminal past. We see that there is a connection between him and Tariq. Like, all the pieces are starting to fall into place. But of course, Blockhead Lieutenant still ain't listening. Went to the DA behind his back, and the DA told him the same thing. Like, listen, because he's still trying to make the road connect back to Zeke. And she said, listen, after that egg I had on my face, after having to do a whole press conference clearing Zeke, y'all better have the smoking gun in his hand before I go down that road again. Like, I can't do it. It's going to look like a witch hunt. It ain't going to look good for me. And he said, well, it's enough for us. Well, Baby Tate, it's like, well, it's enough for us after, I'm going down the road. It's enough for us to get a search warrant for Tariq's room. We know what's in Tariq's room, right? Okay, we'll get back to that. I jumped ahead of myself a little bit, but hold on, child. There was so much going on in this episode. Hold on a second. Now, Kane is back over to Mecca, letting Mecca know, listen, well, they don't trust me. I thought I was back in, but she still don't trust me, and I don't know what to do. And Mecca is like, listen, you are her plug. You are indispensable. Like, he said, and he asked me, he's like, well, you the one that killed the damn professor. Like, you knee deep in this shit, but at the end of the day, she needs you. Well, she needs Tariq too. He was like, not really. Corner boys come a dime a dozen. Like, Tariq is not indispensable. Like, and that's true. I mean, Tariq really isn't indispensable, okay? But he's letting Kane know, listen, what you need to do is put yourself in position and let her know that she needs you more than she needs Tariq. Like, we need to get into that. Now, Drew is back on campus with old boy from the basketball team, and they having a moment, they talking or whatever, and Zeke comes through. Now, when, they wasn't in bed or nothing, but Zeke is like, what you doing up here, Drew? How y'all know each other? Zeke's so stupid. And Drew was like, well, we all met at the club that night that we don't want to talk about. Oh, the night that, I almost got my leg shot off. Yeah, that night. And that's when Zeke let it be known, I'm living my own life. I'm doing my own thing. He was giving his whole Janet Jackson control speech. You know, he done dyed his hair. He seemed like he was drunk or high or something when he came through there. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going on. Tariq meeting up with Diana, telling Diana, yo, I need some more product, but I need you to not go through Monet. And Diana's like, excuse me? Like, we just made a drop. Like, what you need more money for? Well, I need money to get this apartment, and, you know, cause so I could save my sister, and da-da-da-da-da, you boo-da-boo-da-boo. And Diana is like, well, listen, I need something from you, okay? She said, I don't trust Kane, so what we gonna do about it? Because I figured out that Kane is the one that switched out the coke for the sugar so that he could get back in good with the family. But I don't trust him. I don't like it. And Tariq was like, you know what? That makes sense. And so he tells Diana, listen, I got you. If you're going to give me this product, then, you know, I got you what you need from me. So basically now Diana and Monet got Tariq spying on Kane, right? But she tells him, I'm going to go ahead and get you that product. So Malik borrows Lauren's car, and he gets Braden to make the drop with Kane. And after Braden makes the drop, he follows Kane because, of course, Kane got the money now. So logically speaking, he's going to take the money to his plug, or at least to a liaison for the plug. So he follows Kane. And now here's where Tariq is stupid. I get it that you needed, like, he's videotaping Kane getting out the car, going up to the apartment. But at the end of the day, all you need is the location, and y'all can, like, you know, do some record search, find out whose name, find out some, like, you gonna have to do some work, Tariq. But what you shouldn't have done is got your happy ass out that car and walked up close, knowing that they had to have some security, they had to have some stuff out there. And what ends up happening? Oh, let me put a pin in that. Let me rewind. Diana went to Kane to convince him to give Tariq the drugs, and she let Kane know, I know you switched out the drugs. And he tried to act like it wasn't him, but he agreed to give the money, so that pretty much confirmed that she was the one who did it. Now I said, okay, Diana, I see you making moves, trying to be a little baby Monet up in this piece. I see what you're doing, girl. But back to Tariq. So one of the bodyguards gonna roll up on Tariq, and you know they got like a whole like little ring system. Kane is in the apartment with the chef/assassin, and he's like, you know him? And Kane is like, I don't know him. But dude don't trust it, because he giving Kane the side eye like, you sure? You sure you don't know him? Like, he showed up when you showed up. You sure he didn't follow you? And Kane is like, I don't know him. I said, I don't know him. So they let him go, but they keep his phone. So Tariq got his ass whooped, and he don't have no phone. So that means he don't have no way of communicating with nobody. Plus, he ain't got the videotape, and he don't have the information for Monet. So he's pissed because he's like, I am fucked. He ends up going back to the house and letting Diana know what happened. He was looking for Monet, but Monet wasn't there, child. But he happens to see Drew get dropped off by his little boyfriend basketball team bae from the college. Yeah. All of this is clicking. All of this is clicking. So Mecca comes in later on, and the chef/assassin is giving him the rundown on the fact that this dude done rolled up following Kane. And Mecca is looking at Kane like, you say you don't know him. You sure you don't know him? And Kane was like, I don't know him. I don't know that nigga. And he was like, but you let him follow you again? Like, you sure he didn't follow you from when you made the drop? Now, here's where it's going to be stupid. Kane, I mean, I know you probably figured you was going to die. I get that. I get that, okay? But he going to find out that that's Tariq St. Patrick. You've been talking about Tariq. That's just a dumbass lie. You're going to die now or die later, but you're probably going to die. Anyway, well, we know you're not going to die, but you know. So they end up killing the dude that beat Tariq up, because they were like, if he's a civilian, like, we living in this, you know, expensive ass apartment down here, we can't be bringing attention to ourselves. So if he is a civilian, he don't have nothing to do with none of the business, like, we could get a complaint. He was like, and that's the last thing we need, is to bring more attention to what we got going on, okay? So he ends up killing the assassin right in front of Kane. And of course, I'm like, I'm sure that's a twofold. I'm sending you a message, and I'm getting rid of some, you know, unwanted information, you know, unwanted baggage. Okay. Now, Mary J. Blige went to go visit Lorenzo down to the jail, and is letting him know, that everything got worked out with Zeke. And he was like, see, I told you it all worked out, but she ain't feeling it. She ain't happy about it, And while they're sitting there talking, he gets a phone call from Sax. And he tells her he got to take the call. And she was like, for real? Like, you ending our visit so you could take some random phone call from somebody? That's what we doing now? And baby, it's Sax talking about I got some good news for you, but I need some information from you. And he was like, okay, cool, I can tell you whatever you need to know. And I was like, oh boy. So the next morning, I guess we at the next morning. Because I'm sorry, let me put a pin in that. Let me go back a little bit. So Tariq had met with the attorney and told the attorney, asked him if he could, represent him in family court, that he did everything he asked him to do, that he's going to have everything ready to be a good dad to Yasmin, temporary guardian, whatever. And at first he was hesitant, but then Tariq was like, I have everything you want me to have. I'll have it by 3 o'clock tomorrow. He was like, all right, 3 o'clock, don't be late. 3 o'clock tomorrow. So the next morning, we see Method Man going to visit his brother in jail. I don't know where they're going with this storyline, because I feel like it was the same conversation we already saw the first time, but okay. And Tariq shows up late to look at the apartment, and of course Lauren is there, and she's like, why you ain't returning none of my phone calls? Now all Tariq had to say was, I lost my phone, because technically it got stolen, but you don't have your phone, so you weren't ignoring her. And he showed up looking beat up. And so the lady sees Tariq and the fact that he's late, and she like, yeah, nah, the apartment is no longer available. So now Tariq is like, well, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Because I need this apartment for my sister. I need this apartment so I can, get custody. And Lauren was like, well, I might have a solution for you. Follow me. So they end up, remember last season when we found out that Lauren's brother had like a mental breakdown because he was like too much pressure? Well, he has a whole apartment that ain't nobody living in. And she was like, well, I was going to offer this to you before, but I know how you feel about not accepting help. But you can live here. I have the keys. My parents put me in charge of it, blah, blah, blah. How convenient. How convenient. So Kane rolls up on Monet with Tariq's phone and was like, listen, I got what you wanted. This is Tariq's phone. He got a custody hearing at 3 o'clock, and all he care about is his sister. Like, that is the Achilles heel that you was looking for. And so I did what you wanted. And Monet was like, thank you, I appreciate it, but that don't act, you ain't out the doghouse. And he was like, you never really accepted me back. Like, you was just using me the whole time. You was just trying to use me the whole time. And she was like, listen, for what you did, y'all both y'all should have a bullet in y'all head. Like, you lucky that you alive and Tariq is alive. And he was like, so you ain't gonna give Tariq no more smoke? Like, why is Tariq still alive? Like, Tariq should have the smoke. And Monet is like, listen, I don't need you to tell me how to run my business, okay? And he was like, but who am I? Am I your son or am I your business partner? Like, what is going on? And she was like, you both. And he said, and that's the problem. Like, what kind of mother are you? That is the problem. Now, while Tariq is talking to Lauren, I need to clear something up because I made a mistake. While Tariq is talking to Lauren, he admits that he knew about Jabari, Professor Jabari, the book, which means that he probably knew what was in the book. Now, the police are listening to this conversation, and that is what prompts them to get the search warrant to search Tariq's room, okay? I got ahead of myself. It wasn't the first information. It was that little piece of information. So Monet rolls up on Tariq, and he's literally getting ready to walk into court. And Monet tells him to get in the car, and he gets in the car, and Monet was like, so you fucked up. Like, you don't have what I asked you to have, and you got to pay the consequences for that. So you made me, you almost made me lose Tariq Zeke, and you broke the rules. So now you got to pay by losing something you want. So you're going to sit in this car with me until you miss your hearing, so you can't get custody of your sister. And, of course, Tariq is looking at his watch, and he's like, what the fuck? And so he told her, and she was like, see, now I'm in control. So he was like, you're not in control of nothing. She was like, what are you talking about? She said, watch how you talk to me, because I got this gun in my hand. Like, don't play. And he was like, you don't even know what's going on around you. Like, I got information. Do you really want me to break it down? So let me go ahead and let you know what's going on, okay? Kane was the one that switched out the drugs for the sugar so that you would bring him back into the family, so you would pull in his plug, okay? Diana is the one that stole the money out the damn safe, okay? For what reason, I don't know, but she stole it. And Drew is still sleeping with the boy up to the campus that dropped the names last year to the cops. So, like, you worried about what I'm doing, and your whole house is burning down around you. So you need me, Monet. You need me. So you need to go and let me up out this car so I can go and get custody of my sister so we can all live happily ever after. And Monet lets him out the car. I said, what? Do what? Child Monet lets him out the car. He goes into court and he turns on his his Tariq, okay? He's saying all the right things. Of course, the judge is looking at him. Your face is all beat up. You're late. What's going on with you, sir? But he turns on the Tariq charm and he says all the right things and he finesses it. And the judge agrees to let him have custody of Yasmin, okay? Now, while this is going on, they are searching his dorm room. And you know they end up finding the badge from Ramirez. So that's a wrap right there. End of discussion. Y'all know Tariq is going to be in trouble. Tariq goes back to campus. He got a light. He's skipping through campus because he's so happy that, and he see all the police and Braden is giving him the look like don't and baby, the police come out and arrest Tariq and take him off campus and handcuffs. And he walked past everybody. And Lauren is upset. And the professor tells Lauren, Carrie tells Lauren, don't worry, he get what he deserves. And in my mind, I'm like, he kind of is. Like, you can't even really be mad because he kind of is getting what he deserves, even though we know he's going to find a way out of this shit. Monet goes to Mecca and lets Mecca know, listen, you were right and I was wrong. I need to get out of this. Like, my kids is fucked up. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was raising them in this business, but I have done a horrible job. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's get the hell out of town, okay? And they kiss, and it's all a great moment until she goes home. Baby, she pulls up in the house, and she hears this weird voice, and she's like, what the fuck? Baby, Lorenzo done got out of jail. He hitting her with the honey, I'm home. Are you happy to see me? Y'all, that is not how this shit even works. Even if they found that there was some gross negligence on the part of the prosecutor. Anyway, listen, that's what I got for y'all, okay? That is what it would, and of course, oh no, I'm sorry, we got one little important part. So, Tariq gets down to, of course he calls Davis. He's in jail, and they tell him, listen, your lawyer is here. And come to find out, it's the lawyer that's over the estate for his dad, and he was like, I got this envelope for you, and he was like, well, what is the envelope? He was like, I don't know, it's from your dad. He was like, your father said if you ever got picked up for homicide, that this was supposed to go to you. And he was like, and I was really hoping that I would never have to bring you this envelope. Now, of course, Yasmin is right back in damn foster kid child because, well. So, I'm thinking that the envelope, when he opens up the letter, I'm thinking it's going to say some shit like, you are out of the will, this voice, anything, da-da-da-da-da. Baby Ghost left him a letter saying, little nigga, I always knew you would end up here. I said, damn. From the grave, Ghost is clowning your ass. Anyway, that's where we are. That's what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think, honey. Talk to y'all later. Peace.